Well, guys, as we said, we have some plans for our go-kart. This little tired, what is it, a 6.5 horse, I guess.
Yeah.
I kind of splurged a little bit, or we kind of splurged a little bit. So, this is what we ended up buying. Harbor Freight Predator 420cc. I believe it's a 13 horsepower engine. So, on that little cart, it's going to be pretty quick.
It'll be fun to fit.
Yeah. Well, we'll post videos of us modifying the engine plate if we do need to modify the engine plate. And stay tuned and you'll kind of see. Thanks, guys. We are going to unbox the Predator now. I've actually been waiting about 3 days or so. This has been sitting on the bench because I was waiting for the guy holding the camera to come over. It's like a kid on Christmas morning. So I'm going to take my handy dandy scissors and we're going to cut it into the box. Instruction manual.
Garbage.
Yeah, definitely. Now, got some firewood.
Huh.
That's cool. We got some firewood. And looks like we got styrofoam. Ooh, come in here. It's the first shot of the engine.
That's massive.
That is gigantic. That is a
That
very...
is a lot bigger than that.
So we'll, I think later this evening, we're going to pull that engine out of that cart and we'll do a side-by-side comparison to show you how much bigger this engine is.
Jeez.
But yeah, this is freaking huge.
All right.
So I'm going to have him stop recording right now. He's going to help me pull this engine out of here, put it on the bench, and then we'll catch up with you guys soon.
Old engine.
New
engine.
This thing is massive. It's gigantic.
I don't know if like the camera will show like a perspective of the size difference, but yeah, we'll put them together. And
When we put them next to each other on the bench, I mean, you really know how big this engine is.
my thing is that, so this engine weighs what, 75 pounds?
73 dry.
73 dry. That probably weighs
40 or 50 maybe?
if
Best
that
guess?
soaking wet with a full tank of fuel.
Yeah, exactly. So,
This thing is definitely going to want to get up on two wheels.
which is going to be awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, we got this engine on our table. We have electric start. So yes, we are going to be wiring up an electric start.
Which reminds me, we need to mount a battery plate.
That's fine. And it comes with a key too. That's way cool. So we'll probably end up moving this control box up
to the
towards
steering column,
so it's easier for us
we'll have to make
operate.
something.
That'd be easy.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I'm stoked.
All right, so we're gonna get it unbolted off of this piece of wood, and then we'll do a better close-up for it for you guys.
And we'll yank the engine off of there,
Okay.
off of that. So yeah.
Just compare it. Sweet.
All right, guys. See you soon.
All right, guys. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna pull the engine up, pull it out, and then we're gonna set it up right next to the other one and give you guys a quick comparison, so you guys can see exactly the size difference that we're dealing with here. So yeah, we'll see you guys in a second, and the engine will be completely off the cart.
This is the comparison between the old engine and the new engine.
Which one's the old one?
Yeah, no kidding. Holy smokes, this is...
So that came off your mom's sewing machine.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And this came off your mom's Corvette. Good Lord, this thing is going to be quite the hot rod. That is
it's
crazy.
crazy.
I mean, look at my hand compared here to this PTO shaft, and my hand compared to this PTO shaft. Holy smokes. This, I mean, honestly, it's hilarious how small this was, and this engine actually looked pretty, like, a decent size.
On this, yeah, it looked great, but now I can for sure tell that we're going to have probably some fitment issues.
It's okay.
Maybe not, actually. Look at where the intake and the exhaust sit.
Should be fine.
I
But yeah,
think
as
it
you can
should
see,
go
we
right
got
on.
the engine out, guys. And
Oh, yeah, by the way, the engine came out.
This is our throttle setup here.
Oh, yeah.
Really not the best, but
No.
like I said earlier in earlier videos, it worked. But we're going to save this and possibly run it on that Honda.
Yeah, if we can't figure out
Something better.
Yeah.
So anyways, thanks, guys. Well, guys, we got the engine on the cart. The Predator 420. It's a lot bigger than the old engine. This other one is quite a bit smaller.
We decided we're going to use the other one for a sewing machine that Cameron has.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Holy crap! I mean that. No wonder we were so underpowered.
But I mean, even the power that had, we still had a blast with.
still
So
had a blast.
imagine this one, which is more than double the power.
So the thought process behind the change in engine was, with the live axle in this, we would go in the back and we would start to drift, and as soon as it would start to catch traction again, it would bog down. So I'm like, okay, no problem, I'll just change the gearing. But the sprocket on here is so big, it is almost touching the ground. So I'd rather up the horsepower.
Yeah, we barely have any clearance.
And a bigger engine is always better.
Agreed.
So right now we're actually shopping for clutches and stuff on this awesome website that we found for these Predator engines, GoPowersports.com.
That was a torque converter, not a...
Yeah, that was a torque converter.
Don't mind that,
Yeah.
yeah.
it was fantasy that we had, but we'd rather have direct drive. So, anyways, we're going to start mocking up the engine plate. We have to modify our engine plate a little bit because this little engine plate from that 5 horse or 6 horse or whatever.
Not line up.
No, it doesn't line up very well. So we have this where the engine was actually mounted to it, and we have some pre-drilled holes right here, so we have a reference point of where the holes were.
Yeah, so we had an idea kind of where all the mounting holes were, and then we do have 2 adjustment, like these ones are adjustable. So we were kind of going off of that, which is where we kind of had the idea of going from there onto the piece of cardboard and then seeing if there was any way, cutting it out from the cardboard and then seeing if there was any way that we can use the original mounting bracket.
With some slight modifications.
Exactly.
So anyway, stay tuned, guys. Probably later this week we're going to order our parts.
Yeah.
Or we'll even order our parts tonight, possibly.
Yeah.
But, yeah, stay tuned, and we should have this thing going probably within the next, week or 2?
Something like that.
Hopefully, and then we'll get some videos of us riding it.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Alright guys, so we kind of had an idea on how we're going to do this. We've been spending the last 15 minutes scratching our heads and kind of looking at each other, so we decided that we don't want to cut the original engine mount off the go-kart. We kind of want to keep it where it is just in case we go back to the old engine or go to another engine that uses the same mounts. So we're going to leave it there, and then we decided to draw up a little template of where the mounting holes are on our Predator. Then we used it to mark on this piece of metal here.
Just some mild steel that we found.
Yeah.
Same thickness, though, which is cool.
So it'll work out. We marked where the mounting holes were. We're going to end up cutting those out. We're going to chop this off. And what we're going to do is we're going to bolt this plate down to the mounting plate from the original engine. And then bolt the Predator onto this plate. That way we're not ruining the original plate, if that makes sense.
So just not destroying the gusset that's on there, and
Exactly.
we'll be able to use original hardware. If we need to throw the old engine on, then we'll throw the old engine on. We'll just have to unbolt that plate. And we have now a complete Predator engine plate.
Correct.
So
yeah. And so what we're going to do now is Cameron's going to go ahead and cut the line I made here. So we'll have just a square piece of square piece of metal, and then we're gonna cut these holes out, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Well, we got the engine plate actually mounted. The 2 bolts across from each other actually mounted. And as you can see through here, I don't know if the camera will show you, but that lines up and that lines up. So basically all we need to do now is we need to figure out a clutch. And after we figure out the clutch, we could really either, tack weld it or, whatever and bolt it on to the cart.
So kind of what the plan is now, we're waiting on the clutch to come in so we know how far away we need to be from
the chain and sprocket.
And what we're going to end up doing is we're going to be welding studs in on the plate and then putting nuts on the top. And we're going to do the complete opposite on the other side for the factory bracket. So we're going to have studs facing out and then nuts on the bottom of the bracket. So
I know it doesn't really make sense now, but it'll make sense as the videos come along. But this is a big step tonight now that we got this, pretty much all set up. And now we're just waiting on parts, really. I mean, as soon as we get the clutch mocked up, we can, start bolting the plate or welding the plate or whatever.
And then the battery, we'll start from there and do a battery tray.
We're still going to do a battery tray. We're going to go to Interstate Batteries, and we're going to get a battery for it. I think it said 300 cold cranking amp battery for it, so it should be awesome. And we're going to have an electric start, and I think I might move this whole box up to the column.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other things we want to do to this thing too, but we made some progress tonight.
Getting that plate started was a huge step, I feel. So we got that done. We couldn't go further than that without actually having the clutch on it. So
we could have very well welded or bolted the plate on if we had the clutch.
Yeah.
Because we could have easily lined our chain up and got everything.
The whole
set up.
engine would have been completely mocked up, ready to roll.
Exactly. So. Our plan right now is we're waiting for the clutch to come in, and as soon as the clutch comes in, we'll get the plate on and get the chain adjusted properly, and we're going to take it on a test drive and see how the 420 Predator does compared to the Honda clone GX160. So stay tuned, guys. We should have some videos coming up probably within maybe this weekend. It just really depends on when our parts come in. But anyways, take care, guys, and we'll see you guys soon.